Howdy, y'all. This is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I'm bringing you an iconic Texas page for my daughter's senior album. And the subject of the photos is her giant Texas mum. Now, hers is not as big as some, but it was pretty big. So these are just some pictures of her and her friends. The day, I think it was actually the day after the homecoming game, they had their big carnival at school, and everybody wore their mums at school. And then her friend Joseph, who had won Homecoming King, was wearing his crown around. And my daughter even entered a competition for Best Mom, and I think she came in second place. She had to get people to vote for her, which is pretty brave for her. She's pretty shy. So I started with a base page that I had made during my retreat, and I hadn't used it yet. And I had actually 4 photos, so I printed them 3x4 with a mat, a border, and I pulled out a whole bunch of different ephemera, some of it pink since her mom had pink in it. The little round film thing is from a Ginger's Corner swap. I have some tags, some things from Chamel, like I think the rainbows from Chamel, some things from Vicky Boutin, and I'm just playing around with it. Since it was a carnival, I pulled out some tickets because I thought that was appropriate. I'm going to leave her a little tiny spot for journaling. I don't think she'll write too much. But I just have a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm just auditioning things, trying to figure it out. I'm going to leave the photos the way they are with the mat, because the mats that I had were, I had done them a little larger than 4x6 to accommodate a 4x6 photo. And so by having the 2 3x4s, a little bit smaller than 3x4s, it fits perfectly. I am trimming the white border off this because the other tickets didn't have border, and so it just didn't look right with the other tickets. So I'm just still messing around trying to think. I had pulled this border out of a sticker book. I decided not to use it on this page. I also had these cute little snails. I would like to use them on a page, but I don't think I ended up using them here. So I was thinking about using the ampersand. I have not, I think I did not use it. So a few more things. I'm just pulling out letter stickers to try and decide what letters I want to use. I think those might be too big, and I had so much silver on the page that I didn't want to use the gold foiled Vicky Boutin letters. But I have these that are silver, and the foam on them is kind of pinkish, a pinky red. So I think that might work if I can fit it on there. So I'm going to use these pink Bella Boulevard letters and these silver letters, and I think that works out well. And this is the only corner that is really free from anything, and so I think it makes sense for the title to be there, and it's right by her where she is standing by herself. So I'm going to say Major Mum. I could have put Texas Mum on there, I guess, but I'm a fan of alliteration. So now I'm going to move these letters around just a little bit so that it fits a little bit better without, I didn't want to put the letters on the photo. I wanted them to just come up to the photo. And then I need to add a little bit more up there to help tie that stuff in. And I get there eventually. I like the bow. There's a lot of ribbons on one of these mums. And they do special braids on them, and it's crazy. It's just crazy. So that's where I'm going to keep the little journal box for her. I think that'll be cute. And I liked these two tags. They look good together, and they tie in the green and the pinks. And I like that film strip up there as well. So now things are starting to come together. I'm starting to feel like it's making more sense to me. I thought about putting this rainbow up here, but then it just looked too busy. I didn't like it there. So we'll keep it down below where I had it. I realized before I started committing other things, I should at least get the photos down where they needed to be. Then I could start committing the other items. So this did not, because I had done the base page prior, and before I started filming, obviously, I pulled out all of this ephemera and thought about it a little. So it came together pretty quickly. Still not as fast as some scrapbookers, like the She Shed Scrapper. She's really fast. I am not that fast. But that's okay. It's a process for me, and I enjoy it. So for the little balloons, I am going to put the balloon part up on foam adhesive, and then the strings will go flat. And then I popped up that rainbow. So this one I'm going to put bigger adhesive on one side and smaller adhesive, I think, on that other side. Maybe not. Maybe I lied to you. So because it's a carnival, I think that the balloons are appropriate as well. There's even balloons in one of the picture that they had, I guess, like a photo op set up. I was trying not to obscure that pink camera so that you could still tell it was a camera at least. And I liked moving that ribbon down. That seemed a little more appropriate. And then this school days, I thought, worked well there. And Bella Boulevard had some little hearts on there, so I used those to sprinkle around. Then I think I found some, this is the last of my pink Chamel enamel dots, and then I needed some green enamel dots and some black enamel dots. So I ended up finding all of those. And then the black ones actually I got from, it's a Halloween pack. But that's all right. And then I decide that because I have like the little black bow and I have the black film strip in one, I don't have any black in that bottom cluster. So I wanted to add something with a little more black. So I went and found, this is a Vicky Bouton pack and it had these little plus signs. Thought that was cute, so I added one of those to each of the clusters. This is just to help tie those clusters together, make them feel a little more cohesive, and like I said, and add a little more black so that those black enamel dots don't look quite so harsh. I'm just looking on here for some things. This is a little saying. Can't really remember what it says. And I can't, it's too tiny on my screen for me to see, but I thought that worked. To add a little more black ephemera down at the bottom. And then something else on that tag. So I think that's close to done. And I decided I want to do some sprinkles, and I thought about doing black. I was worried that I wouldn't like the look of it. I was just nervous about it. I think looking back now, I could have done black sprinkles, but instead I decide to do a little silver. So I take my, I don't have silver spritz, so I'm going to make some using some Nuvo drops and a little water. And then I need to cover my photos a little bit. And I probably could have used a little more of the Nuvo drops in here, but just adds a little bit of sprinkle, add a little water to clean that up, and let's do some close-ups. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I love having these base pages made. I'm going to do another one here coming up, and I think my next video will be more Christmas journaling, and I'm going to alternate between that. So come back for more content. Thanks, you guys.